What's going on, everyone? I'm Ray. We got Ravi here. This is the Ray and Ravi show. This is something that Ravi and I, we kind of really wanted to do actually for a while now, and it's kind of cool that it's happening. I do want to let everybody know, Fourth and One podcast is still going to be on. It's never going to go away. This is just something that him and I just wanted to do just on the side, just for fun and just to have a good time, man, and just to kind of connect with not just about sports, but just also with you guys too, as an audience as well. So this is something that's gonna be really fun, and I'm excited, man. I'm really really excited, and man, yeah, dude, the Ray and Ravi show, man. Hopefully, what if it, wouldn't it be crazy, Rob, if it like went huge?
I know. We're like, it'd be crazy if more than our wives just watch it.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing. But yeah, man, I mean, pretty much just what this podcast is going to be about. It's just all sports. We're just going to sit here and chit chat about sports and, and just about life in general, man. I mean, this is just pretty much what it is. And, I'm just really excited to be a part of that with you, Ravi. And, for today's breakdowns and everything like that. Pretty much what we're going to be talking about today is UFC 280. Not just me, but Ravi has been clamoring and the whole world's been clamoring and just being like, dude, this is like one of the best, if not the best card of the year. And man, the only downfall is that it's so damn early in the morning. That's the only downfall. I think the card is fantastic from top to bottom. Just the only damn downfall is, dude, it's at freaking 7 a.m. I mean, you got to get up at 6 something, get your eggs ready, get your coffee ready, and then damn, now it's fight time. It's the prelims. My gosh, by the time the damn thing's done, I bet you half of America is probably going to be asleep in their beds because everyone's going to wake up so damn early. So, but other than that, I mean, this card that Dana put together and all those guys and all that stuff, it's fantastic. It's fantastic from start to finish. But yeah, Rob, give us some insight. What fights are you mostly interested in seeing?
Yeah, man. So we're going to talk about 4 fights today, and we're going to talk about the most hype fights. We got the number 5 ranked Belal Muhammed against undefeated number 8 ranked rising contender Sean Brady. And then we're going to talk about probably the one that the crowd is most excited about more than anyone is number 1 ranked bantamweight in the world and should be champion Peter Yan against the rising contender in Sugar Sean O'Malley. And then we're going to go on to the 2 championship fights right after that. We're going to talk Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling, who is the current champion, who robbed Peter Yan in his last fight. We'll get to that a little bit later against a returning TJ Dillashaw, who's looking pretty sharp. And then we're going to move it on to probably the fight of the year, the fight of the decade, fight of the century, fight of the UFC maybe. Charles Du Bronx Oliveria versus Habib's new prospect, Islam Makhachev. I just got goosebumps raining down my neck just
Damn, what a fight, man.
Man, I can't wait to get to that fight, but that one's going to have to wait till last, Ray. We're going to start it off with the main event of the prelims, which is number 5 ranked Belal, remember the name Muhammed, against number 8 undefeated Sean Brady. Man, this one's a really tough fight for me to call, man. Bilal's won the last 7 fights. If you want to take that eye poke out that he had against Rocky, his the only time Belal has ever gotten knocked out in his career when he got knocked out by Vicente Luque. Comes back in his last fight, takes care of business, destroys Vicente Luque in his last fight. And then we got Sean Brady, man. I want to say he's from Sacramento. Don't quote me on that. He's undefeated. His last 2 fights, he won by decision against Michael Chiesa. And then he took Jake Matthews out in an arm triangle. He's a rising young prospect. All his tats all over his body, all over his back. He's looking clean, man. And this one is going to be a really tough fight. I want to say it's going to go to the decision. And real quick, so I might be picking a little bit biased over here. I went to Arizona last year, and I got to see Belal Muhammad fight in person. It was the Adesanya vs. Vettori card. and we walk outside our hotel after the fight. This is the day after the fight. We're jacked up, we were pumped up. We had a great card last year, and we're outside the hotel. We're waiting for our Uber to go back to the hotel. We're waiting for the Uber to go back to the hotel. There's a Jeep that pulls up. Really nice Jeep. And there's a couple Middle Eastern guys in there. And then one of them is just like running around. He's all hypered. And he's just like, he's talking to some guy that we were talking to earlier. And he was like, did you see the UFC fight? This and that. And they were like, yeah, we saw it. And they were like, yeah, Bilal's overrated. Belal sucks. Belal this, Belal that. And I was like, at that time, he was 19-3 before he won his last 2 fights. I was like, Bilal's 19-3, bro. You got to put some respect on his name. He's getting off. And he was like, nah, Belal sucks. Belal this. That was actually Bilal's cousin. He was messing around with everybody over there. And then I got irritated. Shit. I walked away. I got pissed off. I walked away. And then all of a sudden, he looked over. He's like, hey, are you talking about this guy? And he points in the Jeep. And I just look over inside the Jeep. And Bilal's just sitting there. And he's just like, sup?
What a boss! What a boss! What a boss, man!
They absolutely clowned the hell out of me, man. I got to take a picture with Belal. I was, just up to see that guy, man.
I knew that's what I saw when I saw that picture.
That's what it was. Yeah, man. I was so freaking excited to see Belal, man. So this might be the bias side of me coming out, but I honestly think Belal is going to get the job done. He's more experienced. He's fought bigger names. Still, nobody's putting the respect on his name. I think the winner of this fight should fight Ratlip, and I think Belal is going to pull it out. I think he's going to pull it out, and he's going to win this fight by decision. But I got to get your thoughts, Ray. Who are you thinking? Who are you going to go for?
It's and sorry, I don't know if I'm lagging. I think I might be lagging a little bit. Yeah, I think I might be a little delayed. So sorry, everybody. I'm sure the Wi-Fi is not too sharp, I guess, today. But yeah, man, dude, I think I'm gonna go with Sean Brady. And I think he's, this is probably the toughest fight of his career for sure. Because I feel like if he does win this, then man, I mean, he has a really good opportunity, and he's 15-0. I ain't never seen anybody undefeated since Khabib. Personally, usually that's kind of unheard of to be 15-0. But yet again, I don't really know exactly who this guy's. I understand that the contenders that he's probably has fought, or the fighters that he's fought, probably aren't obviously the fighter he's going to face this coming Saturday. So, yeah, man, I hope it's a good fight. I know you said it's going to go by decision, but no submissions, no submissions. You don't think any submissions at all that are going to happen? You think somebody's going to? You really think it's going to go to decision all the way? No knockouts, no nothing.
So, Belal in his career has 4 knockouts and 1 submission. Mm-hmm. Sean Brady has 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. Man, the last few fights I've seen of Belal, he's gone rocked on the chin a lot, and that's the only thing that scares me. Because I feel like when he gets hit on, he has a huge head, ginormous head. You just throw a hit out there, you're gonna hit him. Like, that's just how it is. And I honestly think that this fight's gonna be more on the ground. And it's just going to be who's going to be able to outpower the other guy. And that's the only reason. They're both killers on the ground. And I just think Belal has faced more tougher competition. And that's the main reason why I'm going to go with him on this fight.
Yeah. And yeah, man. And it's so crazy too, because that's just like the first of the main card. I wanted to get your thoughts on the Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley fight. Damn, that fight right there in itself is so for real. Like, that's I'm really excited to see Sean O'Malley fight. I love watching this guy fight. But Peter Yan he's like a sneaky, quiet assassin.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool to see this fight in action. And but who do you got, Rob? Who do you think is going to take this fight? And also, sorry for the lag too. Like I said, I know I'm lagging. I can see it on my thing, and it's like I'm like a robot or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I think if you take off your blurred background, it should help a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It's time for the Suga Show. The Suga Show is coming to Abu Dhabi. I think it's the first time Suga's going to be fighting in Abu Dhabi. He's 15-1. His
Yeah.
only loss came. I want to say it was his first fight, or roughly like a couple fights in, when he fought Marlon Chito Vera. Chito Vera is an absolute assassin himself, but
Yeah.
Suga did break his ankle or hurt his ankle, and he couldn't put pressure on it. Then he got taken down by Cheeto, and Cheeto started to unload, and possible early stoppage, I would say, but it is what it is for here or there.
So, dude, let me
Sugar,
ask you this question:
yeah,
if Sean O'Malley actually didn't have that injury where he wasn't able to really put, because he's such a great boxer. Like
yeah,
I think a lot of his, he's a fantastic all around fighter, obviously, but like I love his boxing ability. I love how he's able just to stand there and literally he can go toe to toe with anybody. He'll pick
yeah.
you apart. He's just so good at just picking people apart and everything like that. But I was going to ask you, if he actually didn't get hurt, do you think he would have won that fight?
I'm glad you asked that because I actually just saw that fight again yesterday. I
Oh, you
wanted to see
did?
it again. Yeah, I wanted to go check it out, so I actually just saw it again last night.
Yeah.
Um, Sugar was throwing a lot of fakes here and there, and I think he was just trying to just do too much. He was trying to roll here and there, and he ended up rolling his ankle. I think he said he rolled it like 7 times or something like
Damn.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
something ridiculous like that. I think that's what he said. Came out and said after it, but Cheeto started to get a little comfortable in the first round. Cheeto started to get comfortable. He's like, all right, this guy's not gonna stop faking. All he's gonna do is fake, and he's not gonna come at me anymore. But I think it's so hard to say because that was Sean O'Malley's little bit younger days, if you want to call it, because that's right when he joined the UFC. And Cheeto is just a straight up killer. It's so hard to say. That fight could have gone either way, man. I honestly don't know what would have happened. I would have loved to see Sugar without rolling his ankle, what it would have been. But I guess that's something that we're just gonna have to wait on. Um, but yeah, that's his only loss. And according to Sugar, he said he hasn't lost a fight. He thinks he's still undefeated. In his mind, he's 15-0, not 15-1.
Yeah, and
And
I
he
think
has
he has
such a
every right
great
to believe
mindset.
that too, because I feel like you said, the factor that his ankle was jacked up. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't even fight 100%, but
yeah,
he's 100%. I'm happy that he's healthy. I'm happy
yeah,
that he's healthy and he's able to first Peter No Mercy Yan, or Yan. But yeah,
yeah.
I mean that guy's fantastic too.
Let me ask you something real quick, Ray.
Yeah,
Before we predict on this fight, everyone is calling Sugar, especially on this card, the next Conor McGregor, the next great Conor McGregor. And everyone is saying that because he has the cockiness like McGregor. He
yeah,
walks like, he doesn't physically walk like McGregor, but he
yeah,
puts his head up high like McGregor. And he's just the next rising star, man. He has 11
yeah.
knockouts and one submission, and only 3 of his fight went to decision. And people are thinking that this 130, that's possibly the best division in all of UFC right now, might be the best division. Do you think Sugar can be the next Connor?
Um, I don't. It's not that he doesn't have the necessary like skills or anything like that. He has all the skills and all the tools to be like the next Connor. But what Connor did was that he basically, I mean, man, dude, he really brought up that sport. Even though it was already on the rise, he
Hmm.
brought it up to a further level. It's kind of like what Ronda Rousey did too for the women's division too, But I think Sean O'Malley, he's got what it takes, man. I think he is going to be a star. He's a
Hmm.
superstar already in my eyes. I think he is. I think the fans really love him. When you have the fan base that really loves you and they support you, all you got to do is just keep doing what he's doing and being Sugar. That's it. That's all he's got to do, man. And just go out there, and if he knocks this guy out, dude, I mean, it's through the roof. And it's through the roof. And I think if he does become a champion, I really hope he does, but if he does become a champion, yeah, man. Yeah, I can see that stardom. Then you'll start seeing him in commercials. Then
Right,
you'll start seeing him maybe in some movies.
right.
And you know what I mean? And then there you go. It's like another Conor McGregor. But I think what Conor did, Conor's just Conor, man. He's just, I can't, I hope that guy comes back. Not trying to take anything away from this card, but I do hope that guy comes back. But yeah, to go back, Sean O'Malley, yeah, he's a star, and I think he's going to get bigger. But I don't think he's going to get Conor McGregor bigger, though.
No, yeah. There's only been one Connor and 100 people who they think is gonna be the next Connor. I'm right there with you, man. I don't Sugar is gonna be Sugar Sean O'Malley. That's what he's gonna be born to be.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm so excited to see his resurgence. But I am taking Peter Yan in this fight.
Oh shit.
I am gonna do it. I'm gonna take Peter Yan. He's the number one dog, man. He shouldn't have he hold on. He should not have lost that last fight. The judges messed that up. Anyone that's taking Aljamain's side is a Peter Yan hater. Peter no Yan, Peter no mercy Yan won that fight, and it all came down to the first round. I know everyone gave 2 rounds to rounds to Yan and 2 rounds to Sterling. Sterling just backpacked him the whole fight. He just wanted to stay on his back, talk shit, not do anything. But Peter was the actual fighter in that fight. If you go back to that first round, I'm still saying Peter Yan won that first round. And Peter Yan should be fighting TJ Dillashaw right now for the belt. But it's neither here or there. We'll get to Aljamain here in a little bit. But I'm going to take Peter Yan to win by a third round TKO against Sugar Sean and stop that
Okay.
hype train. That's what I am calling. What are you going with, Ray?
Honestly, man, it's this one. I really believe that these two guys are going to beat the living shit out of each other.
Yep.
And I think it's going to go the full rounds. It's going to go all the way to decision. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those fights where if this goes to decision, I believe in my heart, and I feel bad for Peter Yan, but I think if this fight does go to decision, because the fan favorite is Sean, because everyone loves Sean O'Malley, and I noticed this with big fights too. They're going to favor him, and I feel like that's what's going to happen in this situation. And I hate to say it, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to go all the way, and I think you're going to make another case. Dude, Peter Yan should have won that fight. Like, I can't believe they gave it to the other guy. I think it's going to be one of those situations.
Oh, man.
I do.
I hope you're wrong, man.
I hope I'm wrong too. I really do,
again.
but I just feel like that's what's going to happen, man. I feel like that's something like that's going to happen. The judges, for whatever reason, they just can't get that shit right. You know what they need to do, man? And it's not just for the UFC, it's for boxing as well. They need to get actual fighters who have fought in this game, that have went through all the pain and suffering in this game. They are the ones who need to be the judges, because I feel like they're the ones who are going to be doing everything fairly. Who the hell are these judges? They haven't even fought in a day in their life. They don't even understand. They're just there out just grading shit. I feel like you trust with your eyes see, and I think that that should happen. But yeah, I think Sean O'Malley and Peter No Mercy Yan are going to go the distance, and I think it's gonna be really fucking fun. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Go the distance. Man, if this fight goes the distance, we could see the ring covered in blood.
Oh, for sure.
Before even the title fight start, then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this is going to be one of those standing bangs. And Sugar, his last fight, I think it was the eye poke against Pedro Munoz. I know Sugar was saying that he won that fight and he was winning that fight, but I really thought Pedro Munoz might be a little bit ahead, because those leg kicks were getting to him in that first fight. But it is what it is. We're split so far, right? 1 and 2. We're split. No, that's crazy, man. I thought we would agree on a couple of these, but I guess we'll keep it rolling. Maybe this is the one we agree on. Maybe this is the one we agree on right over here. TJ Dillashaw gets his chance to win back the title that he never lost, to fight Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling. Sterling has won the belt because he got kneed in the head that was illegal by Peter Yan. And Peter Yan got disqualified, and that's how Sterling got the belt. They run it back. Sterling gets healthy. His neck gets healed up. His first fight back. Who does he fight? Peter Yan. That fight goes the distance. What happens? Judges screw over Peter Yan. Peter Yan has got to be the most unluckiest fighter in the last couple of years, for sure. But not to discredit anything from Aljamain Sterling, because I would say he's probably the number 2 best bantamweight in the world right now. I know I called him a backpack earlier, But him being a backpacker got him 8 submissions. Does have 2 knockouts on his record, and he'll just wrestle you, drain you throughout the whole fight. And then we got TJ Dillashaw coming back, man, and he's looking to get his belt back after taking a few years off by taking those steroids that they banned him for a few years. He stepped away from the game. He owned up to it. Even on the press conference earlier this morning, he said he's owning up to it. And the last fight against Corey Sandhagen, man, I know I keep saying the judges messing up, but even DC, everyone in the commentary had Sandhagen that beat TJ Dillashaw in his last fight, but the judges gave it to TJ Dillashaw. It is what it is. Whatever happened, happened. But now TJ Dillashaw is in the co-main event in Abu Dhabi and fighting Aljamain Sterling. And I think Aljamain Sterling is going to win this fight by unanimous decision. I don't even think it's going to be a split. I think TJ Dillashaw is just not ready from taking all those time off. I think he lost to Corey Sandhagen in his last fight, and I think he just needed some more time, some more fights to get his groove back. But, I think Funkmaster is going to take this. I'm going to say Sterling by unanimous decision, right? What are you thinking?
Honestly, man, I think the Funkmaster is going to create a disaster for TJ Dillashaw for sure, man. I love, dude. I just love, I agree with everything you said is 100% factual. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, Peter Yan should have won that fight.
Yeah,
that's just a given, and I get it. There's going to be haters out there that are diehard Funkmaster fans and all that stuff, and they're just like, oh man, we got to go for this guy, and but I think he's going to take it. I think TJ Dillashaw is a fantastic fighter. I've watched his fights with Cody sorry, I can't, I'm blanking. Yeah.
No love.
Those fights were fantastic, man. And but I wasn't going for actually at that time, I actually was not going for TJ Dillashaw to win those fights. I was going for Cody No Love, man. But
Sacramento boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. And but honestly, man, I just think Sterling's got it. I think he's got what it takes to beat TJ Dillashaw, and I think this fight is gonna not go the distance. I think this is gonna be a 3rd round submission, and I think the Funkmaster is gonna submit TJ Dillashaw.
Dang. Yeah, you think the backpacker is gonna hop on?
I think he's gonna hop on, and honestly, I believe it's gonna be a rear naked choke.
Ooh,
I think he's gonna go. Yeah, I think he's gonna take the back position. I think he's gonna literally just choke him out.
I could totally see that, Ray. That's 100% a possibility. If you're a betting man, I would totally go and check those odds on that, because I'm sure those odds are pretty good. And we'll see, man. But we're gonna move it on to the fight that everybody is talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
Islam Makhachev, the protege of Habib Nurmagomedov, against Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. Oliveira is my favorite fighter, man. I'm gonna just go out and say it. I freaking love this guy, dude. I love Du Bronx, man.
Let me ask you this. Did you love Charles? How do you say his last name again? Oliveira. Did you like him when he first came out?
No.
I was just gonna say that, dude. I did not like this guy when he came out, man. I just felt like he was too fucking cocky or something. Yeah. Just something about him, dude. Just did not give me a good feeling. And it's a weird too, because there was another guy that I kind of felt the same about too. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name, but he just unfortunately got knocked out by at the last second. Usman. Dude, I did not like Usman, man. I was like, dude, I fucking can't stand this guy. Yeah. But then he just kind of grew on me a little bit, and same with Charles Oliveira too. Yeah. He kind of just started growing on me a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oliveira, yeah, I'm with you. Oliveira really grew on me, man. When he, I think it was a knockout that he did against Mike Chandler, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, knockout.
Yeah, I believe so.
In the second round against Mike Chandler. Then he went and submitted Dustin Diamond Boy Poirier. Then he goes to the Arizona State Commission, who screws this guy out of a 0.5 pound and strips his belt because he doesn't make 0.5 pounds. All he had to do was be 155. He was 155.5, and now they strip his belt. So technically, Do Bronx is not the champion right now. Technically, he's just the number one contender. So now, this guy, you just pissed him off. You just pissed this guy off. This guy plays like Tom Brady with a chip on his shoulder, and I love to see it, man. And now you just pissed this guy off. He is going to not only take care of business against Makhachev, he is going to knock out Islam Makhachev in the second round, and he's going to look over. Habib, you're next. Habib Nurmagomedov against Charles Oliveira is going to happen next year. Book that right now. That's going to happen.
Holy shit.
That's going to happen. I'm going to be the one to say it. That's going to happen. He's going to take Habib out of retirement, and he is going to take Habib's undefeated record. I'm calling it right now.
Wait, okay. Hold on here for a second. Now, I don't know too much. I actually don't know anything about this story. So you're going to have to break this down for us, because for me as a fan, I mean, I love the UFC. I love MMA a bunch, but I actually didn't hear about this story. So Habib said he's going to come out of retirement? Like, Habib, what? Tell me the story about that. What happened with that?
Habib said once. He was like...
Once. Oh, was this on an interview or something? Or
and he was trying to hype... I believe it was on an interview. I can't remember who it was with. He was trying to hype up Islam Makhachev because, truthfully, nobody wants to fight this guy. This guy is way too freaking dangerous.
Yeah.
People see this guy's name and they're just like, nah, Dana, nah, Sean Shelby, I'm not taking this fight. It's not going to happen. And Habib came out and said, you take this guy out, I'm coming out of retirement to come and fight you. That's what he said. He booked his name on this guy's name to just so he can get some fights. And you know what? Habib did it with some confidence because Habib knows he's not coming back from retirement. Once his dad passed away, he knew that was done. It's done. It's whatever. Yeah. I totally 110% respect it. He shouldn't come back. And I totally agree with him on his side. And he wanted Islam's name out there. So he came out and said, you beat Islam Makhachev, I come out of retirement. That's what he said a few fights ago before Islam's fight.
Damn. Do you believe in your heart that he will come out of retirement if Oliveira knocks this guy out? Like you said, in the second round, a devastating fashion. And he points at Habib and he says, I want your ass next. Do you really think he's going to come out of retirement?
I'm getting goosebumps as you're talking, man. Yeah. Man, if that fight happens, don't even put any other fights on that card.
We have to go. We got to go to this
we're
fight.
We're going to go. If that fight happens, Raymond, if that fight happens, we're going to say it live right here. If that fight happens, we don't care where, as long as it's in the U.S. Where in the U.S. it is, we are going to that fight and we're going to broadcast live. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it probably won't happen. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it probably won't happen. Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah. But you know what, man? Islam Makhachev is on a 4-fight finish streak. He's finished his last 4 fighters. He beat the likes of Bobby Green on his last fight, who stepped in for an injured Beneil Dariush, and he knocked him out. He submitted Dan Hooker. He submitted Thiago Moses. He submitted fan favorite Drew Dober. And he's got some new good names on there. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira on your resume. Charles Do Bronx, first round submission against Justin Gaethje. Third round submission against Dustin Poirier. Second round submission against Mike Chandler. And then he gets a decision win before that against Tony Ferguson, man. The resume that Charles Do Bronx has, I don't even know if any fighter has that resume. He has 33 wins, Ray. He has 33 wins, okay? 9 knockouts, 21 submissions. He has 30 finishes and 3 decision wins. 30 finishes and 3 decision wins. He owns the UFC history books right now. He owns it. Nobody's going to get those 21 submissions like Do Bronx has. Do Bronx is the most dangerous fighter. He gets counted out every single fight. And I don't know what the disrespect to him about it is. And guess what? Do Bronx is the underdog once again. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to go in. He's gonna shock the world, but it's not gonna be shocking for me because he's gonna take out Makhachev and he's gonna look straight over to Habib and be like, "You're next. I want you next." That's what's gonna happen.
He's gonna look at Habib with that damn tiger he was walking.
That was insane. Holy shit! Would you do that right before a fight, man? You're gonna walk
Hell
the damn
no, man.
tiger?
Because what if that tiger freaking attacks you, man? Then you're screwed. He's gonna have no legs. He's gonna be able to submit nobody.
And he would just chill in there, just walking the tiger all casually,
He's
just
gonna
like
walk
walking
into
his
that
dog.
entrance with that damn tiger right beside him. He's gonna be like, I'm fucking ready for war, you know, something like that. Crazy son of a gun, man. But yeah, dude, that fight is gonna be the bomb for sure. I mean, I feel like, and you know, I really hope. All I can do is hope and pray that this fight doesn't get booed by the fans, because this is what upsets me with MMA. Like, everyone, okay, of course we would love to see them stand up and go toe to toe, but I'm telling you right now, when somebody's going to get taken down and no one's going to care. Like, I feel like Charles do Bronx is comfortable on his back. Yeah. I feel like now Islam's the one who really be taking everyone down, though, right?
I will say this: if Islam takes Charles down, Charles will be in trouble.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. But does Islam, because you've seen his fights a lot, way more than I have, for sure. Is he normally on his back? He's not normally on his back, right? He's the one who's actually on top of you, mauling you, just like Habib did.
He's on top, but he doesn't care what position he's on. He can be on his back and take you out.
Well, I was going to say, because Charles do Bronx is extremely good. They're obviously both extremely good on the ground. So right. I feel like from a technical battle, man, that is going to be something to watch, literally. Because, I mean, and all I can do is just hope that those fans don't get upset. They're like, boo, because it's on the ground or whatever. Yeah. But what you're actually watching, what you're actually seeing is just literally mastery from both of those fighters.
It's the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that we're going to see.
It really is. It really is. And it's going to be one badass fight.
And I didn't realize it until you said it, Ray, but I think you're right, man. I think we'll hear some boos because this fight might start off a little slow if Oliveira is able to... I'm sorry, if Makhachev is able to take Oliveira down, I think this fight could stand a little slow. Oliveira is very good on the ground.
Obviously, 21 submissions. He's extremely great on the ground.
Exactly, yeah. And according to Makhachev, he's coming for that record. He's got a long way to go. He's not even half of there quite yet. But, yeah, you're right, man. This is going to be an art. This is going to be pure art if once we see this on the ground. And to be honest with you, I am 110% going for Do Bronx, but I would love to see this fight on the ground, man. I would love to see the technicality.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about two of the best guys that might be in that division. Forget about that division. Two of the best guys that might be grapplers to go on the ground, and we get to see the finessing of jiu-jitsu into this fight. I would love to see that.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, this is going to be, like we were just saying, it's going to be world-class.
Yeah,
beyond belief, and I'm so excited. I'm going for Charles Dubrox as well, because I really like him. He's grown on me, and just seeing him walking that tiger out there shows that this man is ready. He's ready for war. This guy's not going to play around. So I'm excited, man. I'm just just get your popcorn ready, and I hope that not just us, but just everyone here, just enjoys the fight, man. It's going to be badass for sure.
Yeah. This is going to be an amazing fight. This is going to be an amazing card. We got a lot of Contender Series guy coming. I'm ready to see. I think this is AJ Dobson's second fight in the UFC. I can't remember. Kai Borralio. I'm sure I butchered his name completely. Came in the Contender Series, didn't win the contract on his first fight, comes back, wins on his second fight. He fought once in the UFC. I believe it was a decision win, but he was completely dominant. Gets his second fight on this card. We got Volkan Ozdemir, number 8 ranked light heavyweight in the world, on this card. This is a great card, man, top to bottom. And this is going to be the best card of the UFC this year by far, I think.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah. And we also have a lightweight fight also with Beneil Dariush versus Matthias Gamron. I think that will be a very fun fight. That could be possibly the number 1 contender match for this Do Bronx fight. The winner gets the winner of Do Bronx and Makhachev. Beneil Dariush has been overlooked a lot of times. He did go through that injury against Makhachev. Whatever happened. But it's very close, man. Anything could happen, and I'm so excited. 7 a.m. Forget that. I'll be up at 5 a.m. man with my coffee ready, with my blanket on me. I'll be ready for this fight, man. I am so excited. I cannot even tell you how excited I am to see this fight.
Me too, man. Me too. I'm juiced. I'm juiced for it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we wrap it up, Ray, we just want to let everyone know we will be on Saturday on 4th and 1. Check out our Facebooks. We will be on Facebook Live for that. And that's pretty much all we got for you today, Ray. Is there anything else you want to say, man?
No, man. You know what? Actually, there is something I want to say. Honestly, like once again, Ravi and I, man, we're just so excited, man. We're just so really excited for the show, man. I just can't wait. I can't wait for the next podcast. I really can't. So yeah. I'm juiced. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a JCM pen, by the way, Ray. JCM pen. We've known each other way longer than JCM, man. 6th grade best friends. We're still here. 28, about to be 29-year-old old guys, just talking sports, act like we know, but we don't know. But yeah, man, get ready for us because we're coming every week. We're coming with mainly football content. We'll come with some UFC, some baseball, some basketball, some hockey, some ping pong.
Everything.
We'll come at what we need
everything,
to come at.
Man.
That's
everything.
Right. That's right. Well, that's it, man. That's all we got for you today. And we will see you guys next time on the Ray and Ravi Show.
Peace.